I'm here with senior guard Adam Vogt, a native of Syracuse, Nebraska, to preview the 2013-14 men's basketball season. Now you'll be playing for your third different head coach at Concordia. What's it been like for you going through kind of the whirlwind of coaching changes over the past year?
I would say the biggest change is just the terminology, because especially Coach Lindback coming in, his terminology is a heck of a lot different than Coach Coley's and Coach Schmidt's has been in the past. So I would just say that's the biggest adjustment.
Now that you've gotten acclimated with Coach Lindback since he's been here in the spring, what do you like about what he brings to the table?
I really like our new offense, just motion, giving us the freedom to do it almost whatever we want, and just his basketball knowledge. He seems to know a heck of a lot, and just expanding my basketball knowledge is so when I like to go to be a coach.
What are some of the other adjustments? You talked about the terminology, but what do you think as a team some of the biggest adjustments are with the change?
I guess from last year we always tried to slow it down, and especially towards the end of the year we were a lot more successful when we would slow it down, and now we're going to try to run and not necessarily get quick shots, but look for the first great shot.
Other than that, maybe what are some of the main things we'll see that'll be different, that fans will see stylistically? You talked about tempo maybe being one of those.
I think you'll definitely see more guys flying around. I think the energy will be up higher. We won't be as passive. I think this year will be more aggressive, and we'll definitely have more young guys out there, so that'll have our ups and downs.
Now you're the only senior on the team, and you've got as much experience as anyone in game time. So naturally, you're going to be looked at as a leader. How have you embraced that role, and what does that mean for you?
Well, throughout the preseason, I've just tried to help the freshmen out. Think of things that I was a freshman that I would have liked a senior to do or help me out with, and just because I know our season is going to rely a lot on the freshmen. So the more they develop, the better our year is going to be.
Now the transition this year, I think, is probably unlike anything that you've had since you've been here, with so many new faces. I think there's about 20 new faces. How have all these guys progressed, and what do you like about this new class of guys?
Well, I think this is easily the best class I've had since I've been here, and with only 4 returners, I'm not really going to tell until we go to the scrimmage tomorrow and get into more game-like situations, because you can look good against yourself, but what happens when you're put against someone else?
Obviously, some of the familiar guys, there's 4 of them, as you mentioned, with you and Joel Haywood, Max Wegner, and Robbie Thomas. Who are some individuals, maybe other than those 4, that have impressed you so far in practice?
Well, I think DeAndre White's definitely going to be able to take care of the ball for us. He's just, he's big, quick, so he's going to be able to handle the ball for us and get to the rim and make plays for us. And then Chandler Folkerts, he's just really good with his post moves around the basket. And then Justin Dammy, he's a 6'10" kid that can shoot the ball pretty well, actually, and I would say that's probably one of his better parts of his game is shooting the ball.
Now, last year was obviously a difficult one in terms of the record. Now that you have a fresh start with a new coach, a lot of new players, what kind of energy has that created?
Well, in all honesty, there's only 4 of us to remember that throughout the whole season, so I think it's kind of been on the back burner, and us 4 are just trying to forget it and move on, because we're not trying to dwell on that. So,
what do you hope this team can accomplish now here in your final season?
Well, I would like to make the GPAC tournament first off, and then I think we have a chance to be in the top 4 of the GPAC regular season and make the national tournament.
Lastly, let's talk about a little bit more about those 4 returners. Kind of what have you seen from, I know you and Joel Haywood and other guys that put a lot of time on improving, but what have you noticed from kind of the group of returners as a whole and how they've progressed?
Well, I think Robbie Thomas is really coming out more aggressive this year. I think he's had more dunks this year and just in preseason than he has in his whole season last year. And Max Wagner, is really great in the post. He's just his touch around the basket with his Dirk Nowitzki-like moves, like we always joke about. But he's just doing great in the post.